The Terminator. The Terminator. Hasta la vista. Arnold Schwarzenegger used to be governor of California. Not exactly the most upstanding man. He's cheated on his wife and some other things. He is an environmentalist, believe it or not. And he has put out this idea of suing big oil companies with first-degree murder. Suing big oil companies with first-degree murder. Arnold Schwarzenegger's next mission, taking oil companies to court for, quote, knowingly killing people all over the world. Can I get an amen? Speaking of religion and government, the former California governor and global environmental activist announced the move Sunday at a live recording at a Southwest by Southwest festival, revealing that he's in talks with several private law firms and preparing a public push around the effort. Quote, there is no difference from the smoking issue. The tobacco industry knew for years and years and decades that smoking would kill people, would harm people and create cancer, and were hiding that fact from the people and denied it. Then eventually they were taken to court and had to pay hundreds of millions of dollars because of that, Schwarzenegger said. The oil companies knew from 1959 on, they did their own study, that there would be global warming happening because of fossil fuels. And on top of it, that it would be risky for people's lives, that it would kill. Schwarzenegger said he's still working on a timeline for filing. But the news comes as he prepares to help a major environmental conference in May in Vienna. We're going, quote, we're going to go after them and we're going to be in there like an Alabama tick. Never had an Alabama tick, but that does not sound enjoyable. Because to me, it's absolutely irresponsible to know that your product is killing people and not having a warning label on it. Like tobacco, he said. Every gas station on it, every car should have a warning label on it. Every product that has fossil fuel should have a warning label on it. He argues that at the very least, that this would raise awareness about fossil fuels and encourage people to look to alternative fuels and clean cars. He added, quote, I don't think there's any difference. If you walk into a room and you know you're going to kill someone, it's first-degree murder. I think it's the same thing with the oil companies. I don't think this will ever happen, if I'm being honest, because first we got to get a U.S. judge for the first time to rule that a pipeline has to be dug up and taken out of the ground. I reported on the latest with Standing Rock's legal case against Dakota Access Pipeline. Those videos are up. By the way, I did an interview with two activists pushing against the opioid epidemic. Those videos are up. I put them up this morning. Really good interview with two women. There's an event tomorrow at the Indianapolis State Capitol for that. But this is really interesting because there is documentation, there is evidence that big oil companies, through the carbon that they're emitting, through a lot of things, carbon emissions and other things, are killing people, not only in America, around the world. And they're knowingly doing it. They have the research, they have the data. ExxonMobil fudged data for many, many years under the Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson. So can that be first-degree murder? Since we live in an oligarchy, since we live in an oligarchy that's really become a fascist oligarchy, because one element of fascism, which has many different definitions, is the corporate overthrow of government, where the government works for the corporations, and we certainly have that. No doubt about it. I think we could all agree. But Schwarzenegger brings up a great point, and I'd like to see it made more. You're not going to see it made on corporate media, but when people die around the world from whether it be autoimmune issues, whether it be water poisoning, whatever it be, that you could direct to fossil fuels, why can you not sue Energy Transfer Partners? Why can you not sue Sunoco Logistics? Why can you not sue Enbridge? Why can you not sue, what's the one that Warren Buffett has large shares in? Something 66. Warren Buffett. Oh, Phillips 66. brain got zapped. We should be able to sue the companies that knowingly are killing people. Because we have to stop normalizing the murder of U.S. citizens, and we also have to stop being selective about it. So on one hand, we should be very, very up in arms about the gun epidemic, but that's not the only thing killing people. We should be up in arms, not literally arms, but we should be up in arms about the opioid epidemic. Halliburton too, thank you. But that's not the only thing. Fossil fuels are killing not only humans, but our animal species too. And we should be up in arms about that. So I'll post a link to this story. You could look at it yourself. I think Schwarzenegger is a good idea. I would love to start seeing lawsuits being filed, even if they get thrown out, which they will at first. Because we need to get this discussion out there as murder. It is murder. When you knowingly put out a product that spills, contaminates the environment, kills species, young children are especially vulnerable to, senior citizens are especially vulnerable to, people with weakened immune systems are especially vulnerable to. What do you call that? An accident? Murder of the planet is right, Kimberly. So, I never was a big Schwarzenegger fan, but on this, hasta la vista, baby.